Hi everybody and welcome to David's Garage. So what's everyone's thoughts on the stitched down patina Thunderdome? Honestly, I've never really been interested in entering just because I would never want to purchase a pair of boots just for a competition, but I think these boots make me want to enter these into the competition. Alright, so today I'm going to be unboxing a pair of boots that I just received from Blackbird Shoemaker. Honestly, I'm really excited about getting these boots. So here, let's just get started. Packaging from Blackbird is just so awesome. They just put so much care into their packaging. It's pretty awesome. So they give me these insoles, thin leather topped foam insoles. Oh, they gave me some leather laces. Pretty cool looking shoehorn. But of course, let's get on to the main event. All right, so here they are, everybody. So I ordered a pair of Dixon cap-toe derby boots in brown chrome excel, and I asked Blackbird to make some changes. One, I wanted the leather to be natural Maryam Horserump, and then I also asked them to not do a toe cap, so I want a plain toe, and then I also asked them to not do a pull tab, and they were kind enough to do those things for me, make those changes. And also I asked them if they could not do any lining. They did say that there would be lining, but looks like there's not too much lining on the quarters, just only looks like lining on the heel counter, and then looks like there's lining in the toe vamp, but looks like they didn't put any lining on the quarters, so that's nice. That's exactly what I wanted, so I'm very happy that they did that as well. So if you guys aren't familiar with Blackbird Shoemaker, again, they're an Indian footwear company. They hand make, hand welt shoes, boots. They offer a bunch of different kinds of footwear. If you go to their website, you can check it out. But I really like their boots. And you can actually message them and ask them to make some customizations, make some changes, sort of like how you can do with Urban Wolf Club. But Blackbird, they will charge you an upcharge for any customizations. And then also keep in mind the refund policy with Blackbird, because they're located in India, it's much different than a lot of other bootmakers. It's not going to be easy to do a refund. It's going to be expensive to ship them back, so just keep that in mind. So again, I was really happy with the boots that I received in the Tuscanello Maryam Horserump, that I figured, you know what, I want to try to get a natural Maryam Horserump from Blackbird, just because I really was happy with those Rover boots. But obviously I wanted to get them on a different last. I've been looking at the Dixon boot and I was interested in trying it and just was wondering, hey, what leather should I get it in? And I figured, you know what, just try the Maryam Horserump, because I got my Junkard boots in Maryam Horserump, but I really don't love the fit and feel of those, but I really did like the fit and feel of my Blackbird, so that's why I ordered these. And because Blackbird's prices, they're so competitive. Like these, I feel like these boots are just such a great deal. So this leather, again, this is natural Maryam Horserump leather. And so this leather comes from the Italian tannery in Tuscany called Maryam Tannery. And I believe all their leathers, they're veg tan leather. This looks very different than the natural Maryam Horserump that I got from the Indonesian boots that I ordered from Junkard. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but this leather, it kind of looks dirty and beat up. Doesn't look like it was stored nicely. You can see there's lots of just marks and, you know, scratches and dents in it. You can definitely see that gloss finish from that, it's called TPR, thermoplastic resin. It's a layer that Maryam puts on their Horserump leathers to sort of mimic shell Cordovan finish, just to give it that shine. Yeah, just looking at this leather, it just definitely looks like pretty dirty and beat up. Again, I think it kind of adds to the character, so I'm not complaining. I like it. And if you look on the inside, you can see, yeah, it's a little bit dirty, just from probably the boot making process of, you know, being in the factory. Yeah, this leather, it's a full veg tan leather. It's a horse leather. And so, you know, some of the characteristics of horse is that, you know, compared to cow leather, bovine leather, it's different in the sense that horse leather, it's usually stiffer in terms of temper. Horse leather, it doesn't usually stretch. That's why it's important to make sure you get the right size, especially when you're ordering horse leather. Also, horse leather tends to not crease as sharply or drastically like cow leather does. It's very aesthetically pleasing to a lot of people, so that's why a lot of people prefer horse leather over cow leathers. But yeah, I think this leather is gorgeous. I mean, obviously, like I said, I can tell it's like kind of beat up and dirty from just probably like moving around the factory and like going through the shoemaking process, but still, I think these look awesome. I love the, you know, I think it just adds to the character of the boot and the leather. So I'm really happy with these. And you know, the temper for this Maryam Horserump leather, like, it's not very stiff at all. Like, I just love it. All right, let's measure this leather. Okay, so this leather is just about 2.5 millimeters. That's perfect. That's, in my opinion, that's the sweet spot. That's where you want your boot leathers to be. It's a really nice thickness. And again, this leather is definitely on the lower end of the temper scale. It's just nice and malleable. Just doesn't feel stiff at all. I love that. But I just love the way this looks. If you're getting a horse leather, don't get a toe cap. Just, you want to show off that leather. You want to see those rolls. It's going to be awesome. So that's just my recommendation and that's my preference. So I'm really happy with the way these look. Okay, so now let's talk about the last. Okay, so these boots, like I said, these are Blackbird's Dixon boot. And so on Blackbird's website, they say that the last that these are built on is called the Curio B. In my opinion, a lot of Blackbird's lasts, they are very dressy looking and very pointy looking for the toe box. So I was actually extremely wary of trying their usual toe boxes because I don't like pointy toe boxes. I just want my toes to have plenty of room to be able to breathe. And so when I see that, I kind of shy away from that just because, I mean, there's no way I can return these and ship these, or it's going to be extremely costly. And especially because they're custom boots, I don't even think Blackbird will accept refunds on a custom pair. The good thing though about Blackbird is that they do ask you for a lot of measurements on your feet. They ask you for a couple measurements. And so luckily, when I sent my measurements in last time for my other boots in the Tuscanello, that boot fits me perfectly. I love the fit of those boots. I also like that last because it's a Rover last. It's very Munson style. I love that last. And so I figured, you know, since I'm trying something different, I want to get something that's not the same as that other boot in Tuscanello. I want to get, you know, let's get the natural leather and let's try one of their, you know, standard lasts. And so they call this the Curio B last. When I'm looking on their last page, I don't see it. I think it may be sort of related to the Royce or the Royce B last. On Blackbird's website, you can go and you can look at their last. They actually have a last page that describes their last, which is actually really helpful. And I think all of their lasts are listed as true to size. So they recommend always going true to size. So honestly, for this pair, I just sent them my measurements again that I sent them on the last pair. And I said, just give me the same exact size as that last pair because that last pair fits me perfectly. And so that's what they did. You can see this boot definitely has, like I said, it's definitely got a pointier toe box. I like a nice wide toe box that's not super pointy. So we'll see how these fit. A little nervous, but you know, if they got my measurements right, just like they got on my last pair, then these should fit perfectly. These are hand lasted and hand welted. So you can see there's the welt. It looks just like a Goodyear welt, but it's not done by a machine. It is completely sewn on by hand. But when they last the boot by hand, they're able to really feel it and work it nicely around the last, getting that shape. Whereas when a machine just plops the leather on the last and it just pulls the tension all around the boot the same. You know, some places of the leather have different give. And so that's why when they're lasting it by hand, they're able to mold the leather better around the last, be able to shape it better. Usually means boots that are hand welted and hand lasted cost more money. But usually it's more durable and lasts longer than, say, just getting a Goodyear welted boot. Goodyear welted boots, you know, there are pros and cons with Goodyear welt versus hand welted. Another thing about this boot is you can see I didn't ask for a a split reverse welt, because on their website the boot comes with a split reverse welt, and I'm not a fan of split reverse welts or storm welts, and so I asked them to please just do a flat welt, and they were able to do that, and it actually looks really nice. You can actually see, I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but if you look at the welt, it actually looks like there's like these like notches in the welt. So I don't know what those are for. I've actually never seen those before. So again, I ordered the Dixon cap-toe derby boot in brown chrome XL, but I asked them to make a custom order for me. So these are built on a Vibram, looks like Commando lug sole. I really wanted this Vibram Commando lug sole to really be able to wear these boots in all different kinds of conditions, so I'm happy with that. On their website, Blackbird does state that they have a leather insole, natural cork filler. They say that they have a leather midsole and a stacked leather heel. They don't specify if their shank is metal, but I'm almost positive they use a steel shank. Again, you got your Vibram Commando lug sole. Really happy with this. And then you got leather heel stack, leather midsole. It's a leather hand welt. And then they have a cork filling and a steel shank. They do have a leather insole. I can also feel they do have like a sock liner. Right there you can see that is actually a leather topped foam insole. And I believe that is actually glued on top of the leather insole, or you can call it the leather lasting board. But they do have a leather insole, but then looks like they do glue this leather topped foam insole. And then you can also see that there is leather lining on the backstay. There is leather lining in the toe vamp, but there's no lining on the quarters, which thank you so much, Blackbird, for doing that, because I definitely always prefer not to have lining on the quarters. So thank you so much for doing that. So it looks like the tongue is gusseted up until about the 4th eyelet. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4 eyelets, and they have 3 speed hooks. These feel very similar in terms of quality to the speed hooks that are on the Iron Rangers from Red Wing. Not the best quality, but still feels pretty durable. But also, if you look, they're actually backed. So that's really nice. They have a smooth backing, so it won't eat into the tongue. So that's really nice. So let's go over to the heel. So the heel, just from the bottom of the outsole down, looks like the heel is just about almost an inch. Looks like between an inch and 3/4 of an inch. But if we go from the very top of the welt to the very bottom, the heel is almost 1.5 inches. So it looks like it's just barely under 1.5 inches. So from the very top to the very bottom, looks like it is 7 3/4 of an inch tall. So from the very top to the top of the welt, these boots are 6 1/4 inches. Looks like just between 6 1/4 and 6 1/2. So just between there. That's how tall the boots are. Now, if we measure from the inside of the boot, these boots are almost exactly 6 inches tall. So that's good. Okay, so this midsole, it looks like it is 1, 2, I would say 2.5 millimeters thick. So you can call it a 2 millimeter or 2.5 millimeter midsole, which, you know, is not bad. All right, so what are my impressions on the overall build quality? So, like I said, for the overall price and the quality, this is not Viberg levels of finishing. But for a hand-lasted, hand-welted boot, being able to do these customizations, getting a great leather from a bootmaker that I know they know my size, so I know these should fit perfectly. So that's why I'm not worried. But yeah, I mean, it's just such a good deal. I mean, basically for the price of a pair of Red Wings, you can get a really nice custom pair of boots in a really nice leather. But yeah, I think for the overall build quality, I am extremely happy with them. I think the finishing on these boots probably isn't the best, but I am really happy with getting a pair of hand-lasted, hand-welted boots. With these customizations in this leather, I'm really happy. All right, so let's try them on. All right, so here they are. And they got the size right, they nailed it. These fit great. They definitely do feel a little bit more snug in the toe box than compared to my other Blackbird boots. Again, those are on the Roverlast, which definitely has a more square, more Munson style toe box. And you can definitely see that this is definitely a sleeker, more Thursday style, pointier style toe box. Not one that I'm accustomed to, but I figured, you know, I'd try something different because Blackbird nailed the fit last time. So I figured, you know what, they'll probably nail it again this time. And yeah, they fit great. So I'm a 10.5D on the Brannock. I wear a size 10D in almost all of my heritage boots. Red Wing Iron Rangers, Parkhurst, Truman boots, I wear a 10D. In my Pacific Northwest boots, I wear a size 10D. And on the box for Blackbird Shoemaker, these say they're a size 43. You know, they nailed the fit last time. And I told them on this order, I said, just give me the same size you gave me on the last order because the fit was perfect. I'd probably say that the arch support is probably better than average because I can feel the boot and the leather hugging my waist nicely right there. So definitely got some better than average arch support. So I like that. Like I said, the toe box, it does feel a little bit snugger in the ball, but my foot and my toes, they do feel like they have plenty of room. Like my toes are just barely close to the side right here, but my toe, my big toe, I feel like has plenty of room. So that's good. I think that the way Blackbird designed this last and the way they sized me, these feel great. I would say these probably remind me of the Grantstone Leolast, but the Grantstone Leolast is definitely got more room at the end of the toe box for my toes. So, but this definitely looks pointier than the Leolast. So, but I would say the fit feels very similar to that. But again, on Blackbird's website, they always say go true to size. I'm pretty sure on all of their lasts. So if you guys aren't sure about your size, definitely take accurate measurements, send it to Blackbird, ask them their recommendations. You know, I would say Blackbird, they nailed my fit on both of these boots that I got from them. So I'm super happy. Thank you again, Blackbird. I really do like them. So how's the overall comfort? Well, right now the overall comfort is actually pretty good. Definitely is not as comfy as like a Parkhurst straight out of the box, but still I like the comfort. I can't wait to start wearing these. So that's pretty much everything I have for you guys today. So one thing I'm thinking about is I'm thinking about maybe entering these in the Patina Stitch Down Thunderdome, just because I really like the way they look. I like the way they feel. I like that they got that commando sole from Vibram. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think I should enter these in the Patina Stitch Down Thunderdome? In the past, I've never really thought about it. I've never been drawn to it, but these boots, I just love the way they look. And I'm like, okay, I think the Patina Stitch Down Thunderdome usually starts in fall. So I'm like, okay, I got these pretty much just in time. You know, I can probably hold off wearing these and just start wearing them for that. Like I said, I think that, you know, buying a pair every year or buying a pair just for a Thunderdome, it's not a great idea. It's not sustainable. You know, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. But, you know, obviously there's some pretty cool prizes. But, you know, I just want to wear different boots pretty much every day. And I just want to grab whatever I feel like it for that day. Do you guys think that I should try the Thunderdome and enter these this year? Or you think, nah, you guys, what are your thoughts on the Thunderdome? Let me know down in the comments below. I really do appreciate you guys watching. That's everything I have for you, and I'll see you on the next video.